Okay, so I know I did a Build 1 introduction video, but that was just a quick introduction to really tell you what was happening lately. Whereas this video is really going to be a proper introduction to the build. I've already done all the unboxings on the channel, but really the build is sort of a separate thing from that, so I'm going to talk about the actual build and all the parts involved, and then tell you where to go for certain things, as everything's not just going to be on the YouTube channel. So the Build 1 is also going to be called Build 1 DaftGam3rs build, because the client who I did the build for, he runs a YouTube channel called youtube.com/DaftGam3rs, with the E being a 3. So that's the name, just to make that, just to individualise the build from any other builds that I might ever do in the future. So, you know, it might just be Build 1 and then Build 2, Build 3, but that's boring. They all need their own little names. So I'm going to start off and tell you the list of parts, and then I'll tell you a little bit about the rest of the build in a second. Okay, so to start off with the parts that were bought for the build, they are, starting off with the processor. It's an i7-3820, so that's a socket 2011. To go with that, the motherboard was a Rampage 4 formula. The Extreme was too much, obviously, and all the extra parts weren't on the Extreme weren't really needed for this build at all. So we've got the i7-3820 and the Rampage 4 formula. Looking through a whole a list of things that I did for my website. For RAM, we got 16 gig of Corsair Vengance. That's 4 sticks of 4 gigabyte modules, and they're running at 1600 megahertz. For the graphics card, it was a Palit GTX670, which actually surprised me. It did look a lot nicer than I was expecting. It's quite a nice design on it. The case, which for me was a big thing, it was a very personal thing. I'll say on my website, in an article thing, in a review thing that I'm going to be uploading to the website soon. It was a CoolerMaster Haf 932 V2 with the USB 3 in the front. In terms of power supply, went with the CoolerMaster Silent Pro Gold 1200 watt, which will also be explained on the website. I'll get to all of that in a second. In terms of the CPU cooler, we went with the Corsair H100 in push-pull with silverstone air penetrators. For the storage, we went with a Corsair Force GT. I think it was the 120 gig version. I can't remember. It's been a long time since I even looked at the spec sheet. I'd say a long time, about a week. In terms of other storage, we went with Seagate Barracuda 2TB. All will be explained on the website. And in terms of cooling, sorry about the noise. In terms of cooling, we went with 9 air penetrators. So we replaced the stock cooling on the Haf 932 and the H100. We kept the front fan. We kept that one in as the, I think it's the 230 in the front, as a red LED. We replaced the side, the exhaust and the top fans with air penetrators. And for the rest of the accessories, we went with 2 red cathodes. So they were, I think they were charcoon red cathodes. Yes, they do look slightly pink. And as well, for lighting, we went with 2 LED strips. I can't remember what company made them. I'll have to have a look at that. But they were 2 red LED strips, 30cm strips. And for the fan controls, we just went with onboard motherboard controls, but instead of having all 9, 10, including the other case fan, instead of having 10 fans plugged into the board and then some on like Molex controllers, connections, we went with 2 5-way PWM splitters and it's seen as, in terms of the intake, it was the front fan and the 4 on the side, and we had all of them connected to one port on the board, and the exhaust was 4 for the H100 in the top and the 120 at the back as the exhaust fan. So we had them running off another connection, which was the motherboard connection. Now, don't worry, I know people say 5 fans on one connection, you don't have enough power through that thing, you'll damage the board. The actual connectors I made sure that it came with a Molex connection, so it's also powered off the power supply as well. So I'll talk about everywhere that you need to go if you want to watch the build, including the Facebook page, the website and the YouTube channel, just now. So where to head for all the things. I'm going to start off and tell you where everything is. So I have a photo album of the build done on the Facebook page, so go like the Facebook page, check out the album and everything. There's an album specifically for this build. It's titled Build 1 Mad Gamers Build or something like that. So that's got pictures of the build when it's turned off, completely done. So you can see what it looks like turned off inside the case, what it looks like from the outside, stuff like that, and then turned on with all the lights lit up and all the big features of the board really. One thing I forgot to do was to get a direct picture of the graphics card. I'm not quite sure why, but anyway, I have a review / article of the build. It's really just saying my personal feelings on the build, what I felt about it, reasons behind each of the parts that I chose for this particular build. So, you know, a couple of different reasons for each product, why I chose it, the meaning behind getting socket 2011 over other things, you know, what the client really wanted out of this board, what he required, really the whole story behind planning the build and then actually getting it built and finished. So if you go over to the website, all the links in the description box below, so go over to the website, check that out. And then there's also videos on this YouTube channel, which is the unboxings, which I'm sorry, you know, the videos weren't that good. I was very rushed for time, like I say in the article. So yes, the unboxings a lot worse than what I would class as my quality of videos. There's going to be a part-way build video uploaded, which is a bit through the build. I went around, showed you a bit of the system, and then the final build video where I go around and get a video of the build complete. Now I might do a time lapse of, you know, I've got the footage of the build, and I might do a time lapse of the build. Depends on whether I can, depends on whether I have time, depends on if it's really worth it, if people want to see it. So yeah, go over, like the Facebook page, check out the album. There will be a slideshow at some point on the YouTube channel with those pictures, but obviously the photos are already on the Facebook page. Visit the website, check out that review article thing on the build, and don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel if you're not already, for all the upcoming videos. I'm Hal Thompson. That's been the build introduction for the Build 1 Mad Gamers build. Don't forget to subscribe, like the Facebook page, do all of that. Goodbye.